Yo, what's going on, ladies and gents? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today we are once again back on Warzone, and I wanted to share with you guys the best class setup for the new AN-94 assault rifle. As most of you guys know, this is one of the new weapons that dropped with Season 5, and it's a lot of fun to use. It's really good. I've been testing out a couple different class setups to use in Warzone, and I want to share with you guys what I think is the best to use right now. Now, before I jump into the actual setup, I want to give a huge shout out to Wallace as well as Chris for becoming part of the King's Club on the channel. I really appreciate the support, fellas. But nonetheless, a really good class setup here that hopefully you guys will be able to dominate with. So what you're watching right now is me demonstrate what this class setup is going to play like against some bots. I've upped the health so that you guys can get a full understanding of what it's going to do against a full 250 health player. So it's not just regular multiplayer bots. We've upped the health significantly, but a pretty good class setup, an absolute laser, and you guys will find a lot of success with this thing. So if you guys take a look at the attachments that we're going to be using, the first attachment that we're running is the MUZZLE monolithic suppressor. I almost feel like at this point in Warzone, pretty much everyone already understands that the monolithic is a really great way to go with pretty much any weapon in the game. The only time I don't have a monolithic suppressor on is on my SMGs when I'm playing extremely aggressive and just have it as a secondary. But for every AR, every LMG that you're using, the monolithic suppressor is generally the best way to go, giving us sound suppression as well as damage range and a nice little boost to accuracy and range. Now, the barrel that we're going to be using is the AN-94 Factory X 438mm. This is going to be your best barrel to use for that damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, giving us massive boost to that accuracy, range, and control stat. So the AN-94 Factory X 438mm, a great barrel to run. We're not going to be running a laser. Now, the optic that we're going to be using is personal preference. What I would highly recommend running is the VLK 3x optic. This is what everyone has been using on the Bruin, and I've thrown it on this AN-94 and have found a lot of success with it. It's essentially the same thing, an absolute laser, and really good in Warzone because most of your gunfights are going to be from distance. So this VLK is a great scope to go with. However, if you're not really getting used to that VLK, and because this isn't the Bruin, it's a much smaller weapon, and you want to use something different, I think the Corp Combat Hollow Sight as well as a Mini Reflex are both really great ways to go. I think that personally in Warzone and even in multiplayer, the optic should be personal preference, what you feel more comfortable with and what you do better aiming with. Personally, the VLK 3x optic I think is the best way to go here. Really helps out in Warzone. I wouldn't recommend it in multiplayer, but Warzone for sure a great optic to go with. So that's what we're using here. We're not going to be using a stock. Now, the underbarrel that we're using is the Commando foregrip. I really like the Commando foregrip in Warzone because we're not losing ADS speed. We're losing ADS speed with a lot of the other attachments. So what's good about this underbarrel is that we don't lose that, but we're getting recoil stabilization as well as aiming stability as our pros. And keep in mind, aiming stability is really not going to affect this class setup too much because we don't really have idle sway on an AR. So essentially, we're just getting that recoil stabilization here, giving us a nice boost to that accuracy, range, and control. So again, the Commando foregrip underbarrel. And last but not least, the ammunition that we're going to be running is the 60-round casket mags. Now, as most of you guys know, having the highest round mag possible for these ARs and LMGs in Warzone is very important. So the 60-round mag is probably the best option that you can go with here. So make sure that you have the 60-round mag on and the monolithic suppressor, and you should be good to go. But I'll give you guys one last look at all the stats and attachments that come with this specific class setup. Again, guys, an absolute laser. I think you guys will find a lot of success with this. If you have any questions or anything else to add about this specific AN-94 Warzone class setup, please make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure and try to help some of you guys out. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see all you guys in the next video.